Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, have.
Hello.
Nurse.
We're a bit clingy today, so she's here.
Speaking of Hello Nurse, I actually
You're my
watched
son.
the new season of Animaniacs.
Is it good?
No.
Damn.
It is actually kind of dull. They blew all their good jokes on the promo material, and that was all of them.
So sad.
One episode was good out of, I think it was like 13.
So sad.
I've been enjoying it, but I didn't really watch the original Animaniacs that much because it's a bit above my age category.
They were a lot more risque in the original.
Oh, yeah.
Way more double entendres.
I've been enjoying the Pinky and the Brain stuff.
I did not enjoy that in this new stuff either. It was, and I think part of it is that it was in every episode because that was Pinky and the Brain were the only side characters they brought back.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, so every episode has a Pinky and the Brain cartoon in it.
But the pigeons.
Good Feathers are not in it.
No. No. Okay.
Well,
I
get why you don't like it.
You say that. You say that.
Noelle, quiet. Because you are nostalgic for the original one, and I'm not so much.
Mm-hmm.
So
I need all of that smile energy.
Smile, gorgeous smile. You know this whole world is a great world after all.
Oh.
No.
Even Noelle's old enough to know that's a lie.
Noelle does not approve this message.
You're my bumper. You're my bumper.
I
It's been
saw
such a long time since we've seen you two.
I saw the other day, and this is funny because I usually just roll my eyes and groan every time I see one of those anti-Democrat attack memes. But this one was actually funny. It had Joe Biden. It said, "I'm Joe Biden, and I just forgot this message."
Yeah. Oh, God,
I was like,
no.
okay, that was good. That you got me on that one. Oh, you muted.
We're gonna say hi to Spence.
What's this, Mommy?
It's a duck.
It goes quack, quack.
Yeah, it goes. Hi, Spence. Hello. How are
You
you?
have my headphones on, Mommy.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
quack.
hi, Sako. How are you?
It goes in the river, Mommy.
Okay. And hi, Steven. How are
Hey,
you?
Steven.
Hi, Steven.
Haven't seen you in a while.
My legs, Mommy.
And thanks to Sako, I now have a song by Outkast stuck in my head.
Oh yeah.
Just out of nowhere. Just like, I saw the words and yeah. One of the most depressing songs that people dance to that they don't know the words of it.
All right. We are gonna start a sprint. Noelle, quiet, please. Before we start, what is everybody working on during the sprint?
I am going to be reading client work because I still have 90 pages left in this book, and it's really damn good.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I have like 4 things on my agenda that I should do, and absolutely no desire to anything. So I'm either going to be editing or I might just make a quick recording of a video because I'm in a perfect state for that.
I'm gonna be working on Charlie's book because
Woohoo!
and Noelle was making this noise, and then all of a sudden burped really loud, and it was really funny. All right, you ready to say go? Look. 3. What? 3, 2, 1, go.
Bolink. Bolink.
Yay. I'm almost done with this chapter that I'm on. I'm trying to put together notes of scenes that I feel like could use some expansion, but I'm struggling with the notes aspect.
I did more reading.
Nice.
I couldn't find the window because I have too many things open.
Couldn't find the Wendigo.
I know, and he said he was going to devour me.
Devour me, Daddy. Devour me, cannibalistic forest, Daddy.
I'm pretty sure that that's a movie somewhere.
And that is the title of it.
Yes. Oh, yes. That moment when you realize you made something and then you saved it in the wrong place and you don't remember where it went.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh,
Oh,
and we have Jess and Megan come in.
found it.
Hated it.
Sorry. My best friend is messaging me. He's feeling very lonely lately, in need of like romantic connection in his life, and he's venting to me, which is fine. And I'm here for him because it's my best friend. But yeah, that's what I was reading just now.
Oh, and the CB also.
Okay. Yes. Hello, Jess. I don't think I recognize you, so welcome as well. If I'm wrong about that, then just correct me. But hello and welcome. I hope you like it here. And Megan, hello. I'm glad you made it on time-ish. We only did one sprint so far, so you're good. I napped on my living room floor for most of that. I can't nap on the floor. I've got scoliosis, so I can't lay on a completely flat surface. And CB, hello, how are you?
I can lie down on a flat surface and stay there for a while and like really get my back feeling good, but I can't fall asleep like that. I have to be on my side to fall asleep because I will choke otherwise.
Yeah. I can lay on my back to sleep if I am on something soft. And if I have my legs elevated. For some reason, like if I lay on the couch to take a nap, I can lay on my back if I put one of the couch cushions under my knees to raise my legs a little bit.
I must be on my side.
I usually have to be on my side. It's really. I'm not laying down, honey.
I have to be on my back or I collapse into myself like a dying star.
I usually have to lay on my side. Most of the time I do. Sometimes I can get like that perfect sweet spot where I can lay on my back and be comfortable. But I cannot lay on a completely flat surface. It's really rough on my back. On my lower back specifically.
Yeah, I'm almost positive I have sleep apnea. Because if it just like all my passages shut as soon as I lose consciousness, and it's just like to wake up.
Yeah, you might try to get a CPAP. I know that you need insurance and stuff for that, but
Yeah.
Eventually. I'm good, but it's really hot here. Well, I hope that you don't melt. If I get down onto the floor, I won't get back up.
I know that feeling so well.
Yeah, I talked to a bunch of British people in the morning over in Discord. And yeah, they were all saying how hot it is over there right now.
It's cloudy and overcast and windy right now in my area.
And send your prayers to Germany and all of Central Europe. Those floods were insane.
Oof. I've experienced flooding, and it is not fun.
How's your basement, by the way?
Good.
I'm glad.
Yeah, they're estimating it's going to be billions of dollars per town to try to bring back some sense of normalcy in life. Because they just came out of nowhere and everything was just destroyed or gutted.
Just got the notification that you're live. Well, thanks, YouTube. It's about 30 minutes late.
I got mine immediately. I
Mhm.
probably should have clicked through so it would get the, like, oh yeah, maybe I should be sending these out. That might have been what I did wrong.
I clicked through on the 30-minute one.
To be fair, when I do the living room floor stuff, it's like a fluffy nest of pillows and blankets and cushions on top of the old laundry. You know what? That sounds kind of cozy, though.
Are you a nester like I am? Like, you just build yourself a little nest and curl up in it? I've been that way since I was a kid.
Noelle, I love you. Are you enjoying that show? Noelle keeps alternating between jumping onto my desk right here and sitting there like a frog, and then jumping onto the recliner, and then getting back up.
Why am I so tired? Oh, I know why I'm so tired. I've done all the things for the past 2 days, and I am at like the tail end of my list. And I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Are you okay? Oh, Noelle, give yourself a boo-boo.
Oh, no.
Not a boo-boo.
Hey, boo-boo, why do I put you all over my legs?
Hey, boo-boo. I don't think the ranger's gonna like that very much, Yogi. Well, fuck the ranger, boo-boo.
She's fine. She was trying to jump onto the desk again to sit like a frog, and she biffed it and hit her knee on the edge of the desk instead. She's okay. Come here.
No, I'm not okay.
Oh, she's not okay. Oh.
Yeah, Spence, I remember when I was a kid and I saw that episode of Sesame Street where Big Bird is getting his nest ready, and I just thought to myself, you are a genius. A mad genius. Why doesn't everyone sleep like this? And
She's
I've been that
trying
way
not to
ever since.
bruise.
So thank you, Jim Hens.
Her bruise from hitting the desk. You're okay. Oh, better.
Yeah, Steven says YouTube never notifies them of anything, ever.
That is a mood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I almost wish that Twitch would forget to send notifications sometimes. Because I'll be in the middle of doing things and my phone will just go because like 5,000 notifications are going off because everyone I follow decided to go live at the exact same moment. And then it's like that race to the edge of the desk because your phone is tap dancing to the edge because it's ready to jump off to make the notification stop.
Look at Noelle's cute dress. It has a fox on it.
It's so far cute.
It's like a sweater material.
No, it's not sweater.
Okay. I might have to pull the bed down in the living room because otherwise I'm going to be too hot. No, don't flash your underwear. Don't flash your underwear.
Yeah, Charlie.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I try not to, but you know, like with all my life, I just learned from media. And when I saw Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct, I just thought to myself, this is how I'm going to live my whole life.
With legs wide open.
And we have officially broken the meadow.
If you're gonna sit up here, you cannot flash your panties.
Sehr gut, sehr gut.
My panties.
Okay, Spence says, everywhere I go, I create a nest around me. Megan can fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah, I cannot do that. I have not this power.
When I was in the Army, I could fall asleep anywhere, but that was mostly because they kept us very sleep deprived. And so you would take sleep anytime you could get sleep. There was a couple people that were in the Army with me that learned how to sleep while standing in formation.
My superpower is the exact opposite of that. I cannot sleep anywhere at any time for any reason.
Yeah, I have insomnia, so I feel that. Let's see. CB says, my nickname for my father when I was little was Yogi Bear because it rhymes with my first name, which I'm still not revealing. You know
I
what?
still
That's fine.
bound, but you get to
Also,
bound.
today my nest is on top of some pizza boxes because I'm lazy.
You get on the bound.
I'm just saying, CB, you probably shouldn't have told me that because now all I want to do is call you Yogi.
You get on the bump.
Well, if CB are the initials and it rhymes with Yogi, then I'm going to say it's Corgi.
Oh my gosh. Corgi Bear. That's what you're called now. Let's see. Steven says, or it'll notify me hours after the fact. Don't mess with their money.
I get that one all the time where I'm like, oh, yay, so-and-so is streaming 3 hours ago.
Yeah,
3
then
hours ago.
it's like, oh, they're not streaming anymore. It's not a power, it's a curse. I want to stay awake all the time. Fun things are happening when I sleep. No.
I won't.
That's what I'm laughing about.
Yeah, I won't. It's just, it's going to be difficult.
My friend T-Sauce was in the Navy and likes to brag that he can sleep on a bucket in broad daylight with a smoke in his mouth and airplanes taking off and landing 30 feet away. Well, when I was in basic training, we had to take a test at the end, was part of our graduation stuff. And they gave us like this cheat sheet that had all the information that we needed to memorize on it. And they're like, keep it with you all the time because then, if there's slow moments, you can take it out and you can study it and try to memorize some of the information. So there was a lot of times where we would be standing in formation in the bay, like underneath where our barracks were, and just standing there waiting for whatever. And they're like, okay, take out your cheat sheets and study. So there would always, the person that stood next to me in formation, because we were in alphabetical order, the person that stood next to me would, they would stand there, they'd pull out their thing, and they had figured out how to keep their body completely stiff, holding the sheet like this with their head down, and would sleep like that. How?
This is a thing I do not understand.
I don't get it. I'd always look over at them and they'd be like, just eyes closed, just standing there, pretending to study.
Eyes wide shut.
I miss mask parties.
You missed what?
I realized I said that out loud. I said I miss masked parties.
I fell asleep in the car for the first time in over a decade yesterday. You must have been time. It's hard for me to sleep in a car. The only time I've really been able to recently was when we went to Utah for Christmas. I was able to sleep because it was a very long drive.
I've been in too many automobile accidents, and so I get very paranoid when I'm in a car.
I've never been in a car accident. I know I'm fortunate with that. I've been in some close calls a couple times, but
most of them were extremely minor, and fortunately a lot of them were in a 1982 Volvo, which is a tank and indestructible. I know this because we once hit got driven off the road at about 60 some miles an hour and went right into a light pole and cracked the headlight.
trying to remember what my first car was. It was a. I can't remember what it was, but it was another. It was a tank.
My first car is the car I have currently. I didn't get my license till I was 21, so.
See, I'm the opposite. I drink until I just either don't know where I am anymore or I just fall asleep. Like, blackout drunk is the best way for me to fly. It's best for everyone.
I can't sleep on a plane if I'm alone. If I'm flying with somebody, I can. But I'm too paranoid to sleep on a plane if I'm flying by myself because I'm worried that somebody's going to steal my stuff or rob me or, I don't know, something. Learning how to drive has been very liberating because I can go places by myself.
I just want a motorcycle.
That was one of the ways my mom controlled me when I was a teenager. Because as I've discussed on here previously, my mom was very abusive to me when I was growing up, and one of the ways she controlled me was not letting me get my driver's license. And then she would blame it on me, saying, "Oh, you could get it if you would study." Except for I was studying, I just didn't tell her I was studying. But her main excuse was that she couldn't afford to add me to her insurance. And so I said, "Okay, I'll get a job and I can pay for the insurance myself." And then she would say, "Oh no, because your grades aren't good enough." And then my senior year, I got 4.0 GPA the whole year, and she still wouldn't let me get a job to pay for the insurance to get my license. So I eliminated all of her excuses. And still couldn't get past. And then when I was in the Army, I didn't need a driver's license because there's buses everywhere and whatnot. And so I didn't get my license until I was 21. And I'm 24, so I haven't had it for super long. Oh, you know what? I need to look at a calendar here for a moment.
Yeah, wait, so you have slept in a plane before? Because we slept the whole way home, coming home from New York the first time.
Does anybody here have any on screen with me have any Monday plans? Not just Monday, but just in general Monday plans.
I tend to make sure to not have plans Monday so I can actually have a day off.
Okay. Well, the only reason why I'm asking is that my birthday this year is on a Monday, and I was thinking of doing like a birthday stream.
I can make an exception for that.
Mm-hmm. Trying to remember. It's
August 9th is my birthday.
I know you were in Leo Land.
Yeah. So, let's see. It's the 20th today, so it's in like 1, 2, 3 weeks.
CB, I am 44 and don't have my license.
Let's see.
So that's nothing to be ashamed of.
I slept the whole way home coming home from New York once. We were in this BFT for like 5 hours coming back from like Michigan.
Cheese!
I'm 27 and still not have my license.
Mommy.
What? Noelle just grabbed the entire block of cheese.
Sounds like a snack to me.
Bring me the cheese slicer.
No, but the talk of airplane rides reminds me of something that I read the other day, and it was the longest drum solo ever was 10 hours and 32 minutes, and it was performed by the child behind me on flight 283 from LA to Tokyo.
I feel that one.
See, I'm the kind of parent that if my kid started kicking somebody's seat, I'm going to kick my child. Oh, you're going to kick their seat? Well, I'm going to kick you.
I was gonna cat cow.
What did you just say?
Cat you.
Go get the bag.
Meow, meow, meow.
just awkward silence when she said she was going to cock me. Because that's what she said.
At that moment, we're in your third hand.
What? She did this.
She got the piece she wanted.
Oh, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Noelle, you are a child after my own heart. Yes, let me make a little
she got
piece
it
of
to me so that I
cheese.
could slice it for her. No, she sliced it herself. And brought me her slice that she made for herself.
In honor of Noelle, my brain has decided to start playing All Things Bright and Beautiful. What's going on back there?
To be fair, my cheese slicer is pretty easy to use. So.
So CB says today was torture and was at the mall, and the whole way there and the whole way back, every other car I passed was an Audi. And that's the kind of car she wants?
Here, Noah. Go put that away.
Spence says, we didn't have enough money for the driving school, and when I was 18, my mom was too terrified to ride with me in a car, and all my dad does is shout. My sister is a maniac. My brother-in-law is too.
Jordan does not like riding in the car with me. He gets very anxious, and he will yell at me for the smallest of things. And most of my driving lessons were from my cousin, who is very patient and almost never yelled at me, even when I was doing scary things in the car. So, thankfully for that. But, yeah, Jordan broke the center console thing in my car because I was driving somewhere, and he was getting really anxious and upset, and he swung his hand down and hit the center console thing, and so all of the buttons are they're supposed to be up raised so you can actually touch them, and all the buttons are now broken, and I have to reach in, pull them out to push whatever button I need.
So is the reason why you yell at everyone you're driving past on the road because you're trying to drive like a maniac and they won't? Are you that person?
I will admit I am a speed demon. I think the speed limits in my state are too slow. Like every other state that I've been to and that I've driven in, the speed limits are at least 10 to 15 miles per hour faster than they are here.
I don't know what they are where you are.
55 is the maximum that we ever get.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We have 70 here.
That's the highway speed is 55.
We got 70 here.
Yeah, so when I am driving on the highway going out to my family's house or whatever, I go 65 to 70 because that's what it should be. But when I'm driving through neighborhoods, I go the speed limit because I don't want to run anybody over.
And probably the neighborhood speed limits are the same.
The neighborhood speed limits in a residential street, like in the suburbs, if you're driving down a residential, is 25 miles per hour.
Yeah,
if you're driving through, kind of a residential street, but it's a main road where it branches off to the different suburb side streets, that's 35. And then the main road, down Main Street to go to all the businesses, is 40.
Yeah, so in city driving is about the same.
Yeah, but our highway speed, the fastest it gets is on I-5, Interstate 5, to go all down from Washington down to California or whatever, 60. Entirety of Oregon, the fastest it gets is 60 on the interstate. And then you get up to Washington and it goes up to like 70. You get down to California, it goes up to 70. But all through Oregon, it's 60. You want another slice?
Now, here's the question. Are there a lot of troopers? A lot of speed traps?
I don't see a lot of them. I do see them sometimes, but not usually. I usually see them on like nights of like a holiday when people are possibly out drinking, that kind of stuff.
Because I know there are...
Normal day to day, I don't really see speed traps.
I don't know if this is still the case, but Ohio used to have troopers up the wazoo on their turnpike because a lot of Michigan people went through there, and they were really heavy on the ticketing, Michigan drivers.
Oh my God, I'm so mad. The only ticket I've ever gotten, I got a ticket for running a red light. I didn't run the red light, and I had a passenger in the car that also said I didn't run the red light. He couldn't give me a ticket for speeding because I was speeding. I was going 11 miles per hour over the speed limit. Hold on a second. We were driving on the highway, and there was a traffic light because it was an intersection to turn off into a town. And I was going 11 over, so when the light turned yellow, I didn't stop because I couldn't safely stop. I definitely made it through before the light turned red. Like 100%. I made it through before the light turned red. He pulled me over and said that it turned red right before I entered the intersection. And I was like, I never saw it turn red. I saw it turn yellow. I never saw it turn red. And even the passenger in the car said it didn't turn red. So, sure, give me the ticket for the thing that I didn't do.
It's turn red and stop a car, Mommy.
Yep. Yep.
Turn red and stop a car, Mommy.
So, I'm still salty about that. It's like, you could have given me a ticket for speeding, but he gave me a ticket for running a red light and a warning for speeding.
I'm still salty. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I refuse to go back to that town, even to this day. It's been a few years, and I refuse to drive through there again. It's Oregon City, is where it was. But yeah, I always speed. I always go at least 65 to 70 when I'm on the highway because 55 is way too slow. My brother-in-law got busted. My brother-in-law got busted going 70 and a 55 recently and only got a ticket for going 5 over. My last ticket was in Kansas. They lowered it to stop it from reckless also. I was in a rental car. I had a ticket for going the wrong way on a one-way on a two-way street. It was thrown out, but they insisted on writing it. Cops are dumb. Full offense. Oh my God. Oh my God. There was when I was in the Army and I lived in Monterey, I was a passenger and my friend was driving me home and she kept turning down different streets, but every single street that she would turn down was a one-way and she was going the wrong way. And she's like, oh shit, I'm going the wrong way on a one-way. So she turned to try to get off. Oh shit, this is also the wrong way. And turned to get off. Oh my God.
That reminds me of like the day we found out that Bugs Bunny was right. Like there's no right turns in Albuquerque. Like because we could see the highway. We could see where it was. But every time we found a road that we could take to go there, it was a one-way road going the opposite direction. And we ended up at the military base in Albuquerque so many times that they just like waved us in and like, okay, so let me guess, you turned left at the third spot? Yeah. Okay. So the left is kind of tricky because if you look, there's like a secret left that you could have taken, but you didn't take. So look carefully because the road kind of splits a little bit and you didn't actually take a left. You just took the middle left. Wait, what?
There's a secret left.
You didn't go left enough.
Yeah, it was so bad that we almost got a military escort out of Albuquerque because the guy at the checkpoint going into the military base felt so bad for us. He was like, "Do you want me to see if I can get somebody to actually show you how to get out to the highway? Like I can call a friend of mine on base and maybe get you an escort." And we're just like, "It's fine, it's fine." That would feel too weird. Like I don't need a just. Can you show me on a map? Here is a map. How would this work?
Wait, you turned down a hot military escort?
I'm married.
And?
He's into monogamy.
Drat, that dang monogamy. Glad I don't do that anymore.
Been a couple times I've said that.
Monogamy? No, monaga you.
Oh my god, I had somebody say to me like, "Oh, I thought about trying polyamory." It's like, honey, it's not something you just try.
It's like being a Jedi. There's do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah, like polyamory is a whole ass lifestyle. You have to be very comfortable with it.
An occasional threesome is something you try.
Yes. Oh
That is not polyamory. That is not how this works.
You know, whatever. We should do a sprint because it's been a while.
Yes.
We're sitting here chattering on and on and on and on.
I don't know. I've created some stuff for my Twitch channel. Like I'm being productive.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Yay!
Woo!
Okay, Charlie, I want to ask you something.
Did it max headroom again?
No, so that rewritten scene that you sent me, where
Yeah.
specifically in the chapter does it start?
I actually put the first line of it is actually the first and last lines of it are still in the actual story.
Okay, so it'll
That
be
way,
easy to find.
I was hoping that would help it slide right in. It's like right when she walks in.
Yeah.
And I included unaltered text, so it would hopefully be easier to find where to insert, because I wasn't sure how to send that to you.
Right. And this is fine. I just didn't know where it was supposed to be, but now that you say that, I can find that first line and I can find it. Do you want me to insert it into the document that I have?
If you want to, yeah. I inserted it into the one that I'm working off of. I just didn't want to confuse things and send you a second whole document, and I didn't, because we'd been talking about how to fix that scene, and
Right.
I read that and I was like, hey, maybe this would actually fix it.
Yeah. And I can put it in. I just needed to know where it went. Copy that. Copy that. Yep, there we go. Okay, cool. That answers my question. Thank you.
Copy that. See, I prefer copy that to Roger that, because when someone says Roger that, I'm just like, but I don't want to Roger that.
Oh, Jayce.
I found the ending sentence.
So Eva asks, Jayce or Meadow, do you have any stories going to Vela, or have you worked on any you want to recommend?
I have not worked on any stories that are on Vela yet. I will be putting something on Vela, but it's not going to be for a little while because it's not done yet.
I have something prepped for Vela, but I have not been able to start it yet because I have been very busy.
Yeah, that's what I did during the sprint. I wrote my week. I recorded my week 1 Vela thoughts. I had a lot of them.
I'm sure you did.
Okay, so like, not to spoil the video because I'd go into this in great detail in there. I just don't understand what they mean by popular, and I think that is a huge problem for their platform, because when you look down the list and tell it to sort by most popular, or star rating, that's the one where it gets worse, by customer rating. There are 3 ways to rate a story. So there's faves, likes, and star ratings, because of course it's got to be overly complex because it's Amazon. But you're looking at the list and they don't seem to be in order of likes. They don't seem to be in order by star rating, and we have no idea how many faves a story actually gets because that's secret. Shh. They don't even tell you on your author dashboard. I know I've received at least one because I was in top fave for a while, but I don't know if I only got one. Did I get more than one? I don't know. They don't tell us. It's a secret. And it's really frustrating because I don't. Why are these stories in the order that they're in? Why are you? Like, it would be nice if we could understand what's going on. I know that's a lot to ask from an Amazon product, but
I wish the formatting was better.
yeah.
Oh, you shared a thing. Oh my gosh.
Come on, that's funny.
How dare you? Let's 30 likes on 100 chapters isn't as hot as 30 likes on 5 chapters, eh? We can like every episode. Yeah, so I am planning to put my cowboy romance on Bella, but it's not currently finished. So yeah. It'll be on there eventually. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
Oh, Stephen King made a funny.
Stephen King's good at making the funnies.
If I had a cooking program on TV, I would call it Crepe Show.
Oh my.
Is it wrong that I like Stephen King's Twitter account better than I like his books?
I don't vibe with Stephen King's writing style.
I don't either.
There's
But
no doubt that his books are very good and his stories are good and he's a good writer. I just don't like reading them.
I just rather enjoy his Twitter in a way that I've never enjoyed his actual fiction.
Bill Nye. All these pH levels and you still chose to be basic.
Yeah, my biggest problem when I read on writing is there's a chapter in there where he literally says, write every day, and then throw 50 to 75% of it away. And I'm just like, that's so much wasted time. Like, even as the pantser in me reads that and goes, you should at least have more idea of where your story's going, so you don't have to throw 75% of your story away. That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's so much.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm not throwing. The only time I'm going to throw my writing away is if that scene is absolutely not needed anymore. But most of the time, when I am editing and I remove a scene from my writing, I'll save it for later because that scene might be fine somewhere else. What is the matter, Noelle? Something about pooping on the ground. I'll be right back.
Yeah, my husband actually has college credit in Stephen King because he needed another English credit, and they were offering a class on Stephen King, and he was like, how hard could this be? And then he took the class and was like, not very.
She was saying, I'm not pooping on the ground because she's on the toilet right now.
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Question mark.
Thanks for informing me.
Can I just say, though, given the state of the country right now, that may unfortunately be something that needs to be applauded. Like, yay, you didn't poop on the floor. You're such a good person. Yay.
Well, I got really upset with her recently because she started having accidents, but not just accidents where she'd be sitting on the couch playing on my tablet and she wouldn't want to stop, so she would just pee on the couch. And so I was getting really upset with her. She was getting in trouble because it's not like she had an accident, is that she just sat there and peed and didn't try to get up and go to the bathroom.
You have to teach her the joys of playing with the tablet while you're on the toilet.
Right? It's like you can take the tablet with you to go to the bathroom. You don't have to sit there and pee on the couch.
That's why the good Lord created social media.
But she's been doing better. I revoked her tablet privileges for a few days and didn't let her play on the tablet again until she went in the toilet every single time. And she's been doing better now. She did pee the bed while she was sleeping. I went up to get her in her bed.
Which is whatever, because
yeah, it's like that's
underdeveloped letters.
Yeah, that's not something she can control because she's asleep. But when she's awake and she's conscious, she should know better. So
I
that's
say
why
that about so many things in my life. You're awake and you're conscious. You should have known better.
she very
I say that
excitedly
to
tells me
myself.
every time she goes to the bathroom. Every time she goes to the bathroom, I didn't piss on the couch, Mom. I didn't poop on the floor, Mom. Like, good for you.
Oddly enough, though, that is like totally a mood. Like, somebody looking for just about anything to celebrate. Yeah, I'll take it. Yay! Yay! No poop on the floor.
I'm so glad you pooped in the toilet, Noelle. I don't throw anything away writing wise. I put it in a trash draft.
Same. Which is a good thing that I did that, because for a couple stories, I couldn't get those deleted chapters out of my head and realized, oh, that's like a completely separate novel that was trying to get born inside the one I was currently working on.
I do something similar. I don't print out my stuff, and then I do start a new draft. I just don't print it out because ink and paper is expensive.
As I have learned. Trying to print out 2 novels.
It cost me $39 to order that copy of Demon Gate. Plus tax on top of that, so it was like $43.
It costs like $50 to print the...
Right, and that's fine. I don't mind ordering the copy, but it was more expensive than I was expecting it to be.
It's longer than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
I poop on the ground.
That's so exciting. I'm so glad for you.
I poop on the toilet.
I'm so happy that you pooped in the toilet.
And I poop on the ground.
Oh my god. She's not wearing any underwear. I looked down, she's not wearing any underwear, and she's got her dress like holding it up in her arms. So I'm like, no baby butt.
Nothing was shown.
Yes,
Good.
baby buns.
Put your panties on.
Look, there's a baby buns.
No, not button. Baby butt. Right here. Butt cheeks.
No, this is the butt.
Put your panties on.
This is butt cheek. This is the butt.
That's not your butt cheek, that's your regular cheeks.
This is so much better without like any camera on. Like,
Put your dress on. Alright, we're good to go. I said butt cheeks, and I like smacked her butt, and I was like, right here, this is your butt cheeks. Because she thought I said belly button. Baby button, I mean. So she was pointing at her belly button. I was like, no, your baby butt cheeks. And then she's going, my butt cheeks. Like, no, those are your regular cheeks.
That's a cheek. Bun cheek.
You're a dork.
That's my bun cheek.
Those are her butt cheeks. Those are her butt cheeks. Let's see. It cost me about $70 a year in ink and paper, and I've always had plenty. The printer was $50.
You have
Um,
a butt cheek. I have a
Well,
butt
see, I got my printer for Christmas when me and Jordan first got married. My mother-in-law, every single holiday, every Christmas, whatever, she calls and said, hey, what's something that you guys need that you haven't been able to afford to get for yourself? And then she buys that for us for Christmas. Which is awesome, and I appreciate her. My mother-in-law is awesome. But yeah, this printer was our first Christmas gift from her. And it's really nice. I like it a lot, but it takes those big giant rolls of toner. That are like $50
I put
each.
my ducks in my pee,
Sometimes
Mommy.
more, sometimes
I put
less.
my ducks in my pee.
Then go put them in the sink so I can wash them.
No.
No.
I want
You just said you put it in your pee, so you need to go put them in the sink so I can wash it.
I don't.
Why are children so disgusting?
Because they're made by Umbrella Corp.
Children, I swear to the Lord.
Sit to the back.
Praise Corp.
Love the tentacle.
Madly.
I achieve all the things, lol, which can be really funny sometimes. I pulled out a really early draft for Modernist Bibliomancy and got a laugh at my cringe. Yeah, so yeah, this one. I do the same pretty much. Any scenes that I take out are in the previous draft still. Honestly, I might utilize printing my second draft at Office Max the way I've been doing for our client stuff, because I kind of like the idea of having it, like, you know, printed and bound and stuff for me.
It's really nice to read that way. And when you go there and you say, I'm here to pick up a manuscript, you feel all special.
You feel special. I'm here to pick up a manuscript.
There are just some words that just make you feel like you're the shit.
Right? All right.
Look down.
We should do another spread.
Look, mommy. Look. Look.
What am I looking at?
Microphone.
No, I don't want you to break my microphone. Get it off right now. No. This isn't a toy. It's not a toy. It is a microphone.
This goes down. This goes down. There.
I was like, why can't I get the timer back up? It's because it wasn't shared anymore because I clicked on your thingy-majigger. Don't touch my microphone. I don't care if you want it. I apologize in your ears. Okay. Do you want to say go?
Yeah.
3,
2, 1, go!
Blink, blink, blink.
No.
Yay!
Wow.
She's eating a piece of candy. Okay.
Okay.
How did everybody do on that?
I got my thumbnail done and about 3 minutes of video edited.
Nice.
No.
Say good job, Noel.
No.
Okay. What about you, Jayce?
Ah.
Goodness gracious. Noel, you're hurting. Noel, you need to be quiet.
Go.
Well, I got that new scene inserted into my document, had to reformat it. And it says all of the paragraph breaks got removed. Nope. You lost your privilege to be sitting here. Nope, you lost your privilege to sit here. Nope.
This lap is members only, lady.
Yeah, you have to have the members only jacket.
Or
You've
not.
got something down over there. Go see what it is.
No, I got reading done. More reading.
More reading. Yay. Okay, let's see. Oh, I didn't say hi to Alley Cat earlier. Hi, Alley Cat. How are you?
Hey, Alley Cat.
Don't kick that or you're going to break it. Well, I don't want you to break it.
Yep. I'm going to go next.
My child is a monster.
No.
I'm just super looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow. Because I've done so much stuff that I have barely anything left that I need to do tomorrow. So I can actually take a breather because I've then got 3 days in a row of a lot of stuff.
You could take a day off.
That was the cup, Mommy.
Shut up.
That was the cup.
Okay, cool. It was the cup. Now be quiet.
No. Right now.
Spence stared into the abyss and contemplated the list that she needs to make. Maggie joined us. Hello, how are you?
No.
The thinking came while I was typing, and for a moment I thought it was my laptop.
Ooh.
Ding, ding, ding.
I was very confused by that timer sound as well. But I was like, we don't have chimes. Why are there chimes?
Megan got 127 words that time. Nice. Maggie said, you can make a list of recipes of all the bread we love to hear about you baking because you are amazing.
Agreed.
For lunch. Go get him, Noel.
All I know, and oh darn, it's going to be so difficult, but we're going to be eating a lot of chocolate jelly because the hubby saw a video about how to make chocolate jelly. He wants to perfect a recipe. Life's going to be so hard.
How do you get through 850 words in 20 minutes? Do you have superhuman speed in your hands to type?
CB is magic. I can do that with dictation.
I suppose if you could be dictating. I don't know. That just seems like a lot, and I'm jealous of you. Alley Cat didn't read, has been doing ankle stretches since I broke my ankle last month and has been working on it. Oh, geez. Making sure it doesn't stiffen up and not work as well in the future. Also took a shower. Nice. Spent a lot of time at the countdown timer and daydreamed. A lot of time staring at the countdown timer and daydreaming. I am lovely.
I like this one. If people were naming dinosaurs these days with the way they like to name things, there'd be a heckin' Chonkosaurus and a northern thick scaly boy.
I think that's an account on Instagram.
I feel this, Eva. I got a room clean. I'm so tuckered now. Hi, Carrie. Almost done with prompt number 9 for World Anvil. I hopefully get Copperbatch today, but I don't know how much more I'll get in the final days.
I have given up on World Anvil right now. Like, I want to be doing the world. I'm going to eventually go back and do the questions, but my brain is not braining for anything brainworthy.
Eva has a plumber coming in tomorrow. Maggie says it's very hot here. My old laptop will randomly turn on keyboard sounds, so that was what I thought happened. And then Carrie said, Charlie, boo-hoo, LOL.
Hey, I'm just happy that I am here today.
Bring me back my phone charger.
Yesterday was a struggle to not just like close everything down. I don't know. My brain and I are having huge fights.
So we've been having some troubles with fruit flies and drain flies in the kitchen the last week or so. So Jordan grabbed his bug assault salt thing, shotgun thing. And Noelle, every time he takes it down, Noelle thinks he's going to shoot her with it. That's why she screamed, because he pulled it down and she screamed in terror. I don't even think he pointed it at her or anything. He just grabbed it to shoot the flies.
Just one, too! Just one!
Go tell him where they are. Go show him where the flies are. Go show him.
Right here, Daddy!
Well, if you poop in the toilet, you gotta flush it.
She didn't flush the toilet. Goodness gracious. Okay, I want to do one more sprint because we've only done 3, and then we can wrap up.
Okay.
Can you not yell? That'd be great. All right, let me put this back. What are you doing to? Here, you can show off your thingy. Show it off.
Got a laser model.
You put salt in this part right here,
Yeah, it's got salt.
and it shoots a blast with salt to kill the bugs.
Then you pump the salt, and then sucks it out of here, and then you can shoot salt at the bugs.
My
It's like
husband
salt
can-
shotgun.
My husband can never know that this exists. I don't need to be cleaning salt up for the next rest of my life.
Your husband will take it to the restaurant and use it to make his dishes.
Use it to
Oh Lord, he so would. Oh, he definitely can never know that this thing exists.
He's going to have 16 of them, one for each spice.
I am going to have to orchestrate a grand conspiracy to keep this away from him.
Charlie and their husband owns a restaurant, and so they were joking that Charlie's husband would get a bunch of them. Okay, now that Jordan has shown off his toy, it does kind of look like a Nerf gun, but it shoots salt.
Say that 5 times fast.
Right.
It would make purifying one's house so easy and fun.
You know, you're not wrong there.
It just makes it good. Like if you see because Noelle leaves the door open a lot when she plays on the patio, which is fine because then I can hear her while she's out there. But then we get flies in here, and now instead of me having to chase them down and kill them with a fly swatter, we can just shoot them with a assault
It kills
shotgun.
all kinds of bugs too, like spiders and all that too.
Yeah, it kills like all sorts of bugs.
You know what? If you got a really long one, it would be assault rifle.
It is a bug assault.
It's
They
called
have
a
an
bug
assault revolver, too.
assault.
There's an assault
Yeah.
revolver now too, but it's like $120.
It's an assault rifle.
Papa Jayce. Papa Jayce. Oh my god. Just
Noel, do you want to say go? Okay, I'll say
Yes,
go.
yes.
Oh, you do want to say it?
Yes.
Okay, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You didn't say go.
6,
You're just
10.
counting.
10. Go.
3.
2, 1, go.
I almost did not make it back in time.
Uh-oh.
Meadow's muted.
I was muted. I said I am getting into the deep stuff.
I did a bad thing.
Don't worry about this, by the way. That's just the scene that you rewrote. Don't let it scare you.
Everything scares me.
I'm a scared.
And I printed out the new scene, and then I highlighted the old section and wrote new scene included.
Ah.
And then that's this.
See, that's something that we have to keep in mind as editors, Meadow, is that for the rest of the people, what we do scares them. They think we're going to tear things apart, and it's like, no, that's not what we're here for.
Most of the stuff that I have changed or corrected is like mostly dialogue tags and a few times where you meant, like, example, you meant fulfilled, but I think because you were using dictation it said for filled.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
Something like that. Like, it's a few things like that that I fixed, and then like dialogue tags and that's pretty much the most part so far. And then now I'm getting into the parts where I'm like, okay, I think you should add something here, or etc.
Yeah, Yes?
Oh, I was going to say that was my experience when reading it as well. It was just a lot of those kind of things that, it's just quick fixes. Like, I was like, but I was looking at it through a developmental editor's eyes, and I would just, I always, with developmental editing, you have to set all those things aside and basically read through them, read around them, say, yep, that's something.
The story is solid.
Mm-hmm. So you just look at the stuff and say, or you see the errors, and you're just like, yep, those will need to be corrected on that pass. That's not my job.
Right. I really like your first chapter. I'm reading it again right now so I can take notes on it, and I really like it.
I am glad there were so many drafts of that chapter. Thank you, Spence, for hating it.
Hated it.
Yeah, Spence was one of the beta readers on that, and she hated the original first chapter. And I don't know how many batches of rewrites just with her I went through trying to get it better. Yes.
I'm trying to see if there's a particular page that has a lot of corrections on it, but most of them are just like occasional fixes of like small grammar stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking back at all the things I've heard, all the editor horror stories, and a lot of them can be boiled down to two things. One, an editor who's been at it too long and is just sick of seeing all the same shit all the time and doesn't know how to deal with humans anymore. And B, on the flip side, the other thing is writers who have their heads so far up their own asses that they can't take any criticism whatsoever.
I see a lot of complaints from writers in like writer groups that I'm in, complaining about editors. They're like, oh, they're just trying to change my voice, or they made this change that I'm pretty sure is incorrect. And a couple of posts where somebody's like, oh, they made this change or these changes that are wrong, and like listed examples, and everybody in the comments is like, no, those are right. I don't think your editor is as bad as you're saying they are.
So that was example B. The writers got their heads so far up their ass. But yeah, that's the majority. So when people are thinking of getting an editor, keep those things in mind. Is that the horror stories you hear are rare, special cases.
Like for me, in terms of like changing writing style or whatever, I try to do my best to maintain your writing style and your voice. I don't change any wordings unless the sentence is really awkward.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it took me forever to find, like, just speaking of like writing voice, it took me forever to find something that felt like when I read it back, it read like me and not like the people that I enjoy reading.
Mm-hmm.
I think, especially a lot of my earlier work, you can definitely tell like who I like reading when you're reading them. Like, it's very clear.
I found a page with an error on it that cracked me up when I read it the first time. So it's in chapter 4 when they come across the autumn angels. And it says, we should
know
be
which
able
one
to
it
see
is.
past the autumn fall.
That's the Max Headroom thing.
Yeah, that's the Max Headroom thing. So I figured out what it is. Per Writing Aid hates the word autumn, like violently hates the word autumn, and suggested that it be corrected every time it showed up. And what I figure happened is, for some reason that time, every time I said ignore, it just secretly inserted the word anyway. That's the only thing I can figure, because it hates the word autumn. It despises the word autumn. I don't know why it despises the word autumn, but it hates that word.
It just cracks me up because I was reading it and it says, we should be able to sneak past the autumn fall angels.
Yeah, though I have to say, if this was still a lit RPG story, I would definitely leave that in, because that's such a glitch in the Matrix. Like, I would just build that out into something else happening. But it's not a lit RPG anymore.
There are a couple of times too where you slip into present tense.
It was originally written in present.
Yeah,
and
I figured like that you probably were changing it.
Yeah, and I didn't like it, and I thought I caught all of it, but so note to all my fellow writers out there: try to make sure you know what tense you want the story in, and don't have to change it later. It's such a pain in the butt. It's such a nightmare. Which means the next set of chapters were also originally written in present, so I'm going to go through them with a fine-tooth comb and try to make sure.
And Mama Ward, that doesn't sound like a bad editor. That just sounds like a bad human being.
Yeah, the only like nightmare editor stories I have were like they were just bad people.
Mm-hmm.
Like my first editor I ever had basically said, and virtually verbatim, nobody cares about the gay shit. Get that out of the story or it'll never sell.
Well, fuck you, you're fired.
And, you know, it's just, okay, that's an opinion to have. And I've had a few like that over the years that are just like, when I say they don't get what I'm trying to do, they were like, "What? Why is... Where's all the straight romance?" I'm like, have you met me?
I am not straight.
I think you've missed the point of the story.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Okay, so those are editors that are actually trying to change the writer's voice.
Yes, but they were just homophobes that...
Because that's one thing I don't understand is actually not finding out what the writer is what the story the writer is wanting to tell. Why they don't want to tell it.
Well, the first editor thought that they were being just honest, and they're right. It is harder to sell a book with a queer protagonist. It is. It just is. Because
it's getting easier.
It's getting easier, but it is a hurdle that you still have to get past. But it was the way that he went about, like, trying to share this gem of wisdom was just like, you're an idiot for having queer characters in this story, especially your lead. Why are you doing this? And it's just because I want a queer lead character.
And
seen all
people are all up in arms right now with like the fetishization of the gay males
Yep.
by all these heterosexual female writers. And it's like, except they are single-handedly normalizing this whole genre and getting us on the map.
Though I do want to buy some of them protractors because, your geometric pairings are painful to read. I don't think you know how anatomy works. I don't think you know how human bodies work. That's where I have a problem with that.
But those go in the same line as all the male writers writing female anatomy.
Oh yeah, it's very like men writing women. Like, oh wait, okay, you've gotten confused about anatomy because of your own anatomy. No, okay, let me explain. These are in different places.
Yeah. So the females writing the male romance stuff and getting that anatomy wrong, for me, it reminds me of like those scenes of women written by men where like the boobs and nipples will perk up to say hello. It's like, that's not what my boobs do, or any woman that I know.
Though if I could have sentient breast installed, I feel like I would have an advantage in life because they might be smarter than me. And they might help me get into less trouble. Like, I'm not saying like 100% guaranteed of that, but maybe just a little bit. I would just take that upgrade. I'm just saying, if that were offered, because I'm pretty sure like half the people I've known in life, sentient breasts would have been like, you don't need to know this person, go away, and they just like slooshed off to the side and tried to escape them. Like, this is not a good person for your life. I'm just gonna make it painful in your chest until you leave.
I'm just giggling because Wanda Sykes did a whole routine about having detachable titties.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I'm just like, yeah, I didn't have to worry about any guys coming at me because I left my titties at home.
I love Wanda Sykes.
Jordan called me from upstairs to let me know he's taking a personal day for the rest of the day because he is already at 55 hours. And he's like, I want the rest of the day off. And then he was asking me if I would go to Subway and get him a sandwich. And I was like, yeah, let me finish my live stream and then I can go to Subway. Like, he's like, well, how much is it? It's like, let me finish my live stream and then I'll go. Okay, so this page is like a standard of what I'm changing. Those are all dialogue tag fixes. That's pretty much the extent of changes I've made so far.
But Spence, I mean it. I really mean it. Like, they really don't. Like, there's a song that I love, and that's one of the lines in there is, and the geometric pairings were profound. Because it's called Menage a Trois by the Weird Sisters. I highly recommend this song. But yeah, maybe if you just had like a protractor and a compass, things would be better.
Who said that?
I've had an editor say that to me as well. And I'm just like, oh, really? Would you like to meet my husband of, I think at that time, like 10 years?
Gross. That editor just sounds like a gross human.
And those kinds of people are out there, and that's where you need to understand the difference between your voice and them just wanting to control your writing. Because that's not like, oh, they're trying to take away my voice. It's like, no, they're literally trying to take away your voice. They're trying to silence you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine why an editor would do that. It's me who I do this now regularly. I can't understand why, because like the writers I've worked, maybe I'm lucky the writers I've worked on are all good.
But that's the thing. I think most writers probably are.
I do. I think most writers probably are good. They just need a little bit of extra help on the grammar stuff or on helping them get their point across in the way that they want to.
And I mean, like, even with the developmental edits I don't do things to silence the writer. I do things to make sure that what the writer is trying to say has more impact. Like, this story arc, this, this character death does not have the punch that it needs to have. So if you seeded some stuff earlier on, you can make this stronger. So when it actually gets to this point, people will be like, "Oh, no!" But it's stuff like that. It's how to make the reader have a bigger experience with it.
Well, here, I'll give an example of what you've helped me with my own writing, because you haven't developmentally edited my book, but you read it and gave me developmental critiques on it. That whole section of removing the love triangle, it's been a bitch to do, but it needed to happen to make the story better. And you were like, well, I think it would be better if you remove the love triangle because of this and this and this reason. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I agree with you. I'm going to remove the love triangle. And like, yeah, it's a big suggestion and a big developmental thing to change, but it's making the story better.
And that's the other part too, is that, you don't suggest something, you don't make the suggestion and say, you are going to do this. You make the suggestion and say, what do you think about doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And if the writer is like, no, I really don't want to do that, then it's like, okay, backing off.
It's your story. We're here to facilitate the story becoming better, but keeping it as your story. So if we suggest a change to you and you don't want to make that change, that's fine. It's your story. The only stuff that I push for changing is stuff that's actually grammatically correct or incorrect.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not one to like climb up on a hill and die for changes. I'm just like, okay, this is, if you do this, it'll strengthen this. If you take this out, it will strengthen this. If you rephrase this, it will make sure that X, Y, and Z readers aren't coming at you with pitchforks.
Well, like the client that I was working on before, Charlie, their story was really good, but there was a lot of times that they fell into passive voice. And so every time I saw a lot of passive voice, I would say, this is passive. I would consider rewriting this sentence or these few sentences. And they rewrote every single section that I suggested and made the story way better because it eliminated all the passive voice. And it was so, like, when I read it again, she's like, okay, I made those changes. Can you look it over again? And I read it again, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. And I didn't rewrite the sentence for them either. I just said, hey, these are passive voice. You might consider revising. And they figured out the words to use to revise it. It just made me so excited as an editor to go back and see that.
So CB, when I see that, I feel like I don't know if anything I write is political, because existing as a queer person writing queer fiction is by default seen by so many as a political act. So like the story that I see that Meadow has, that I don't see that as a political story, but I know a lot of people would see it as a political story because of some of the characters that are in it.
I think that the Baz storyline could be seen as a slightly political thing with, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to elaborate because I don't want to. Yeah. That storyline, I feel like some people could see it as being like, oh, political agenda, LGBT agenda. Like, no, bitch. Back the fuck up. Take several seats.
Go sit over there now, please. Thank you.
It's called Star.
And I know, as a white person, that doesn't apply to me, but the line, I didn't realize that my skin color was a political statement.
Oh yeah, I mean, I write with a fairly diverse cast in most of my stories, and I have literally been stopped on the street after doing a book signing and called a race traitor because I have non-white characters in my books. I've had that happen to me on 3 occasions, and I don't do book signings in the Heartland anymore.
Sounds, like a good idea. And I don't understand it because I've said this so many times. The place where I'm from is so diverse that I could not imagine having an all-white cast
That same
or an all-straight cast.
Well, see, for me, I have the opposite. I grew up in an area where it was not very diverse. I lived on a Native American reservation, so there was a lot of natives and there was a lot of white people, and that's it. LGBT stuff was not really a thing in my community. Like, I think I knew maybe 2 gay people maximum for most of my life until I became an adult. But I still make an effort to make sure that my books are diverse. Oh my god. Okay, I want to show you guys something. There's this thing, they're called Cuglies. Uglies, but with a C at the beginning. And you can get them at like this Walmart or whatever. It's a little lollipop and it comes with a little thing and it has a little figurine in it. But look, it's a naked mole rat.
Oh my goodness.
And they have a whole bunch of different ones. The next one I want to try to get is the blobfish. It's so cute. Just a whole bunch of different animals that are so ugly that they're cute. So they're cuddlies. I don't know. I just I like to think of myself as a good editor. Not that I'm not being humble, but I think I'm a good editor. I have had no complaints so far.
See, that Mama Ward just said something that it irritates me so much because the people that are telling you that are not understanding the what's the word? The meaning of what the people who are saying that are saying. The people who are actually saying, don't take away from the diverse voices are saying, let the people of the cultures, races, sexualities, whatever, tell the stories of what it's like to be that person. They're not saying to not include other races in your stories.
Yeah.
And the only time I would ever say that somebody should be careful about writing outside of who you are is if you're going for traditional publishing, because they do make quotas. And so if you get if a white writer gets a book published with a black protagonist, they will check off, we have our black book. It's a terrible thing that the industry does, but that does literally make it harder for an African-American author to get published there. But most of us are not going trad pubs, so that's not really an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But in traditional publishing, unfortunately, it is a problem because of how they view things.
If you're going to self-publish, write whatever you want, whatever main character you want. If you're white and you want to write a black main character, self-publish it, because Yeah.
The main character of the book that Meadow is reading right now is black.
She is.
And I can't wait till we get to see more of the swashbuckling in the next book. She gets to do a lot more of the swashbuckle.
Yeah, and I think what people are trying to avoid is having people of one race describe or, say what the experience is of being someone of another demographic is like, trying to avoid them saying that as a fact.
Yeah. I try to make a strong effort to make sure that my books are diverse because I think it's important. My main character in my urban fantasy is a white cis straight woman, but everybody else is not. Everybody else in the book is either LGBT or not white or both. So,
And the ones that are twisting the message and saying, no, only write people from your own demographic. How do they think multicultural stories exist?
Right?
They can't exist in the world that these people are painting.
And honestly, that would be really hard for me as a fantasy writer because I'm not an elf. And, I'm not a dragon either, though technically that is my sign. So I guess that means I can still write dragons, but I'm not a vampire yet, though, used to hang out at night in sketchy places hoping, but
yeah.
The whole point of writing is learning how to put your mind in somebody else's headspace for a while. And that's the great joy of reading as well, is you get to do that. And
Charlie, stop lying. You were obviously an elf.
well, maybe a little.
Wait, did Cialis just out you?
As somebody who has never come out in my life, because I've always been outed by others, yes, it has continued.
But yes, Megan says, do not forget to include disabled people in your diversity.
Yeah, one of the characters that's in the next group of stories is actually a war vet who lost his legs. So in the next book, he's one of the main characters that shows up. And I don't feel like I had to jump through hoops to do that, though in a lot of fantasy settings that can be really hard because magic.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually a reason he doesn't have legs.
Oh, CB kind of nailed it there. The rule of thumb is if you don't want it said about you in a book, don't say it about others.
Right?
Yeah, and that is the main thing is, like you said, don't be an asshole. But yeah, I've got in my planned Kindle Vella story, one of the two main brothers was actually born without legs. And in my novel series, I have a fairy who does not have wings. And there's a lot of ableism for flight in her home area, so she doesn't want to be there. She would much prefer being in the human world working as a nurse because to them, she's, like everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, CB, you're right. I mean, that is the one thing that I feel like I have to repeat way too often. Like, it's such a, it should be like a standard, right? Like, if you don't like it, don't do it to other people. Like, that's just the way things should be. You're muted, Meadow.
What do you mean? I can see lots of stuff.
Say, do you want to play mermaids with me?
You guys want to play mermaids? One month we can hang out and play mermaids. I call the one with the ice powers, though. Ice powers are strongest, especially in water.
Do you want to play a mermaid?
Why does everything devolve into do we want to build a snowman? Everything! Like, this song, it just owns my life.
Oh, he came out because he's gonna go swimming with Noelle, and he came out and he's like, "Are my goggles too tight?" And I looked up and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
You said no, not at all.
And I was like, "You got to come over here so they can see you." You need help, Noelle?
I kind of want a full song of that now. Would you like to be a mermaid?
No, that's not my best.
Would you like to swim deep in the sea?
Come here so I can put your hair up.
It would be like the counterpoint to part of your world.
I'm gonna put it up so it doesn't get all tangly and gross. I'm just gonna put it in a ponytail. Okay. Noelle and Jordan are gonna go swimming.
Swimming.
I miss swimming. I have not been in a very long time.
Huh. You like swimming with Dad?
There you go. Go get your life jacket. Okay. All right.
Get your life.
Jacket.
Is there any burning questions that anybody has, or anything that we would like to talk about before we wrap up this stream?
Who wants to play mermaid with me?
And in
I
the
would love to
beginning
play
of his
mermaid with
transformation
you.
into the secret superhero identity, the mermaid man has begun.
We have a swimming pool in our apartment complex, so yeah.
Yeah, I've yet to hear if they've scared the pigs away from the lake. Plus, you want to give it a little while for all the pig poop to like settle.
I went swimming in Lake Michigan 2 days ago and called my 10-year-old niece a bitch. It was cold and she splashed me.
Then she earned it.
I now have "Do You Want to Build a Snowman" stuck in my head.
Right? Like, that song, I know everybody went for Let It Go, but like, obviously the best song in that entire movie was Do You Want to Build a Snowman?
We are going to the hot springs for our anniversary, so I will be swimming next week. Well, that sounds fun.
Excuse me.
What's the Delta variant?
Say, excuse me.
That
That's
is
the
the.
super contagious
was-
one that's going around.
Mhm. And it is. It can infect you if you're vaccinated, but not really
Not fatal.
do horrible things to you. But it is super, super transmissible.
Mm.
So lots of unvaccinated people are getting super, super sick right now from it because they're not vaccinated. And
They call it the pandemic of the unvaccinated.
mhm.
It's 99.5% infection of unvaccinated.
Yep.
Maybe that'll prompt them to get vaccinated.
Hopefully.
Me and Jordan are both vaccinated, and our swimming pool is
What can I help you with?
apartment only, and they don't. It's not. It's mostly just the kids that go swimming in there, and like maybe a parent with them. So.
No, I'm not killing people. Dad's a nice guy.
No, I think he means Carrie.
You want me to carry you?
She's trying to say carry me, and he keeps saying kill me. Those are two different things, my child. All right. No burning questions. Nothing important to talk about.
You're trying to get to the pool.
No, I don't really want to go swimming, but I was gonna wrap up the stream and go get Subway.
Sandwiches.
Subway, eat flesh.
I'm not like in a rush, but I did say we were gonna end the stream after the last sprint. So
Yes.
Subway. What is the tuna? What is the tuna?
do you want to get a Subway? I'm sorry, Charlie. I couldn't resist.
It is just a very addictive song. I have found myself, when people trigger sing mode on my channel, just doing either "Would you like to build a snowman" or "Hellfire" for some reason from Hunchback.
Hellfire, dark fire.
I tried.
Me to sin.
I love that song so much. I tried to do "Be Prepared" the other day, and then realized it's been way too long since I've seen The Lion King.
Desire.
Oh my God. To unmute. I muted and he stopped singing, and so then I was like, okay, unmute. Bam, he was waiting. Jordan.
Of course he did, Maggie.
Yeah.
Is Hunchback. So.
My favorite.
What do you think you're getting there? It's obviously not tuna. We know that, but they didn't tell us what it was. They just told us it wasn't tuna. What?
Did you say
What is the fish?
I did.
zombies eat flesh?
Yeah, the hubby and I were talking yesterday, and I was like, the worst part of the last 2 years is I used to watch zombie movies and go like, this is unrealistic. Like people would like clamp down and like fight it off, and like we would organize and get together. And then like the last 2 years happened, I'm like, oh no, the zombies are totally going to eat all of us.
Yep.
My faith in humanity is gone.
You realize that the zombie movies are way more they have a much more optimistic view on how humans deal with
A little bit, yeah. Especially because I live in cult country. Like we've had this weird cult move into the area that is like, it's a prepper cult, and like it's a legit cult of preppers, and they're like taking over out here. So it's fine.
You know what? That just did word association in my head, and now I need a cult of preppy peppers.
Okay, Heather, did you make sure to get the dehydrated rice? No, Heather, I got the beans. You were supposed to get the rice.
Hey guys.
What kind of prep are you guys talking about?
Prep for gay guys. What are you talking about?
Oh no, these are like doomsday preppers. Like,
No, I know that. But I'm talking about prep.
they're like all about their guns, and like they're running camps, they're running drills for when they need to take over the local city governments. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine.
I'm actually going to point out a comment here. Yeah, because Jordan is in the room. Megan says the only zombie movie I like is Warm Bodies.
Jordan likes Warm Bodies.
I know.
I wasn't sure he was going to like it, and then I was like, you know what, we're going to watch this movie. And we watched it, and he liked it, and I was really surprised.
It was good writing, and also Nicholas Hoult is yummy.
Jordan
Nicholas Hoult is yummy. That's why I pointed it out, because I know.
You're not wrong.
Nicholas Hoult is beautiful.
And if you liked Warm Bodies, you should watch the British show In the Flesh, which is probably my favorite zombie thing ever.
I'll have to look it up. I like British comedy already. You can watch what's the one that's Taika Waititi? What Do We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah.
I love that.
In the Flesh takes place in the aftermath of the outbreak, and they found what they think might be a cure, and they're trying to reintroduce unzombified people back into the population.
I just really like Warm Bodies because it's like a cute Romeo and Juliet, but with zombies. It's just cute. It's good writing. It's cute.
Cute Romeo and Juliet, like they're what
like they don't die at the end.
Oh, that was the cutest thing in the original though, is that they die.
You know, Spence, that is actually how I plan to survive the apocalypse, is just all the glitter, because I feel like nothing can sneak up on me if I have glitter on everything, because everything will shimmer and shine in even the faintest light.
Oh, there was something I wanted to say earlier, but I can't remember what the context of it now is. I think I was talking about the white supremacy thing, but I was watching, I've been rewatching Burn Notice because I have a character in one of my stories that is a similar vibe to Michael Weston from Burn Notice. Anyways, there's a scene where he has to go buy a 50 cal machine gun from a bunch of white supremacists. And he goes in and they're like, oh, thanks for helping the cause. He's like, let me be clear. I don't care about what color you are or what color they are. The only color I care about is green. So I'm just here for the good price. So give me the gun. And then he like goes to buy the gun and they're like, and they like start to fight him. And he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, well, if you change your preference of color, we might come to an understanding. He's like, nah, I like green still. And then he beats him up and he leaves. But I just thought that was really funny. It's like the only color I care about is green.
I have a similar line in Will Meyer Part 2 where Will is talking about, Will has just met Ben for the first time, in person, and has just found out that Ben's dad is half black. She is totally not listening.
It's what you do.
I'm listening. Noelle's just being redonkulous right now, but I am still listening. Go ahead.
And he says, no, he doesn't say it out loud. He thinks it. He says, I really don't care what ingredients go into what ingredients go in, as long as what comes out of the oven is hot.
Oh, that describes like my 20s.
And it's like, well, you thirsty.
I'm trying to wait for them to leave so we can like wrap up.
You can wrap up.
Do outros and whatnot. Okay, I'm calling your phone.
It is a wonderful line.
Every time I think about transphobia, that kind of stuff, I just think back to my grandma when she's like, oh, because we were talking about my best friend's uncle.
Grab that phone.
And she's like, I hate that guy. He was such a jerk. And I was like, oh, it's actually she now. They're trans. And then she goes, well, whoever the fuck they are, I still hate them.
See, and that is how you are not or not transphobic. You really don't. It's not really about the gender. It's about the person inside.
Did you find it?
It's like that moment when you realize who you are and everybody just looks at you and goes, duh. Well, it was a journey for me to get there. I'm glad you all saw it, but you could have cued me in earlier.
Oh, that just opened up a whole new topic.
Yeah.
It's Christos. He's having a picture of himself. Yeah. All right. Are you leaving?
What do you mean?
Are you leaving?
Why are you asking me that?
Because I want you to leave.
Love. True love.
It's what brings us here together today.
Go have fun in the pool.
Do you need poop?
No.
You sure? Because if you poop in the pool, you won't be going in the pool ever again. You won't.
She pooped already. Just take her.
It was her poop you flushed.
Right. When you said I wasn't listening, it's because she was saying she needed to go potty, but she couldn't decide if she needed to poop or pee. So we were both like, do you need to go poop or do you need to pee? And she couldn't decide.
Well, the good thing is you sit on the toilet for both, so just sit there for a minute and figure it out.
All right.
There's
Goodbye.
this
Let
See you there.
the river run. Let
Okay.
all the dream.
This stream has been productive. We've done 4 sprints, but we've been talking for a long time.
Well, 4 sprints is an hour and 20 minutes, and we've been live for 3 hours and 12. So almost 2 hours of talking.
Yeah.
You're not calling me out like that. No, I'm not going down like this. Like people, like I tell people that show up for my streams, there's going to be some sprinting, but we're chatterboxes. If you can work while we're talking, you'll get a lot done.
All right. Well, I guess we could do outros now because I need to go get Subway for Jordan like he requested. Because he's taking Noelle to the pool because I didn't want to.
Sounds like good teamwork.
Yay.
What's gonna work?
Well, he's like, "Are you gonna come swimming with us?" And I was like, "Well, I wasn't planning to." He's like, "Well, can you at least like come hang out with us?" I'm like, "Sure, I guess I can sit out there and read a book or something."
Yep, with a manuscript and some pens. All right. Well,
Whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
you can go first, Charlie.
Dang it, you beat me to it. Hi, my name is Charlie. I do stuff. I'm gonna have a video out later today because I'm almost done editing it. So yay, check out my YouTube channel for that. It's about the chaos of week 1 on Vela and what I think are the actual metrics we should be looking at to judge how our stories are doing. So hopefully it will be helpful for some people. Speaking of Vela, the latest chapter in Blinded Angels came out today, chapter 6 on Dragon Wings. This is the first chapter from River's point of view, and we get to meet River's brother, who is a hottie jerk boy, and I kind of love him. I have a whole romance series written about him that I'm not ready for the world to read yet. But maybe one day. Let's see. I'm hoping that y'all enjoy that. And yeah, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. And we've been having a lot of fun over there. I've added some new things to the viewer rewards. So hopefully you like that. And I'm looking for tips on what all you want down there. So come on over. It's fun and crazy, like all the crazy. And they make me sing a lot, a lot. It's crazy.
Kabokanem.
But people seem to like it. I don't know.
It's one of my favorite Latin terms. It literally means beware of dog. But if you choose to translate it wrong, it translates to beware lest I sing.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I thought it would be funny, and I didn't realize that people would get the kick out of it that they are. So I've had to actually limit how often it can be fired off, so I can actually get other things done. Y'all are crazy, and I loves it.
All right, and I am Jayce Maxwell. I'm an author of urban fantasy. I actually have been putting my schedule up on my channel for 3 weeks running. So that is pretty easy to follow. I've got Vampire the Masquerade, the game that I run on Thursdays at noon, and I have my sprints at Saturday at 4. But on Twitch this Friday, starting at 7 a.m. Eastern, going through however long I choose to go, I'm alternating playing a day of sim time in the new Sims expansion with sprints. So it'll be a sim day plus then a sprint, then a sim day, then a sprint, and just doing that all day. So hopefully you can come to my Twitch channel.
That sounds like fun. I've really enjoyed the Don't Starve Together streams with Chloe and Spence.
That's
And
kind
they
of
do that
what
with-
gave me the idea for the format.
Yay! Okay, I
Yay.
guess that leaves me. Unless you're not done.
No.
Okay, I guess that leaves me. Hello, my name is Meadow. I do writing streams on Tuesdays, same time as today. Well, usually starting at the hour, but we start a little bit late. And then on Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'm an editor. With Jayce and I work together on books, and as we've discussed extensively today about editing and whatnot. If you're looking for an editor, we would both love to work with you. Jayce does mostly developmental editing and line editing, and I do copy and proofreading. So any four of those services, you can contact us and we'll do them. And
If you hire me for developmental editing, I will go yay and gladly start. And if you hire me for line editing, I will whine and drag my heels and eventually start.
You're making me like sit back and go, if I ever get really, really mad at Jayce, I'm just gonna like take one of my 0 drafts and be like, Meadow, this is for Jayce.
I would like line editing done, please.
This requires all of the line editing. I'm not sure all of the characters' names are right in this, but it's fine. It's fine. He'll figure it out.
I'm also looking for beta readers for my cowboy romance. So if you're into that genre, it's going to be for Vella, so you'd be reading it as I'm writing it so that I can post it on Vella. So if you're interested, let me know, and I will send you the first chapter. And I think that's it for me. So thank you guys for being here, and hopefully you got some good work done and you liked the discussions that we were having. So on. Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. I did forget to send that to you. I will send it to you. I'm just going to send you the link on Facebook right now, right at this very moment. Open. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up and load.
I'm so glad my mic was muted. I was being so sassy and ridiculous, and nobody had to suffer through that. Yay!
I'm sad your mic wasn't muted. Ooh, Mama Ward says she writes Modern Cowboys if you want to read her.
Oh, yay! Okay. What's your email? And I can send you the first chapter. Okay. Hey, I sent you the first chapter on Facebook.
Mama Ward's on Discord.
That's true. That's true. Yep. I'm going to forget to do this later if I don't do it now, so we're holding off ending the stream for a hot minute.
We are hostages, Charlie.
As I've been way too often in my life.
Okay. Let me... Mama Ward, I'm assuming, is a member of the Pride and Prejudice, right?
Yep.
Yes.
There you are. I found you.
Okay. Carrie just wrote something funny. Her texting her husband. Food is in the food warmy thing. Him. You mean the oven? Me. Shut up. I've been writing all day. I'm out of words.
Okay. So your email is Penumbra Mine or just Penumbra? I'm sorry, guys. ADHD brain.
Oh, I know it all too well.
Come on. Hurry up and load. Hurry up and load.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up and load. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up and load. Mr. Spence proceeded to list off 30 different food warmy things.
Why am I not surprised? Actually, I should have said that differently. I am so shocked.
Okay. I sent you the link to my first chapter in your email and on Discord. So, yeah. And then just read it and let me know when you're ready for the next one. And, yay. All right. Now we can end. Loading, kept those emails loading.
Loading, kept those emails loading.
Yay, I'm so glad. I hope you like it. It's just the first chapter, so nothing too exciting. Just introducing the character and whatnot. Yeah.
I'm sure, Spence, if you look around, there's always someone streaming. And there's lots of... Oh, and Kat's home, so she might actually be able to start a pop-up.
And if you go to Devin's channel, he has the playlist of all the streams every day. So
I keep telling Devin that he just needs to start a Twitch channel where he just auto-hosts everyone that he likes, and then you just don't know who to watch. Just go to Devin's Twitch channel, and there's something there for you.
And I happen to know that also... Oh, HK Darkwood is streaming.
Yeah, I think she usually streams on Tuesdays around the same time as me. Usually starts like towards the end of of my stream.
But I was going to say if... Oh, and Kat does plan to do a pop-up stream, so there you go. There's some more streams to go to. But anyway, I was going to say that also I happen to have it on good authority that it's kind of easy to peer pressure Charlie into doing a pop-up stream.
It's not difficult. I rather enjoy the streaming.
All right. I'm going to hit broadcast now before we chat around for another hour. So thank you guys for being here. I'll catch you later.